The other day, I found a really neat section on Joe Weider's Ultimate Bodybuilding, where he was talking all about Mike Mentzer's heavy duty system and pretty much his whole thoughts on the whole process and how to go about it and so on. And now this book's like late 80s. It's a big old thick book of like everything you could kind of want, bodybuilding wise, encyclopedia like, just similar to Arnold Schwarzenegger's, but I almost hate to sort of say it, it's almost maybe slightly better. It's one of those ones that's a must have in your workout library. But this little section right here, let me see. There it is, on Joe Weider's whole thoughts on the Mike Mentzer heavy-duty training. Here we go. One of my greatest pupils, Mike Mentzer, originated and popularized the system of high-intensity training, which featured past failure training on a limited number of total sets per muscle group, usually only 2 to 4 per body part. He christened this amalgam of Weider training principles with the heavy-duty system of training. When heavy duty was in vogue, Mike had thousands of bodybuilders worldwide training with his system, and he sold countless thousands of courses detailing how to train the heavy duty way. But like many fads, heavy duty has run its course and is no longer popular. Few bodybuilders train in the heavy-duty manner nowadays, and there seems to be very little promise that the system will regain its former popularity. The heavy-duty system featured the following Weider training principles: forced reps, retrogravity reps, rest pause, pre-exhaustion. By pushing each set as far past failure as humanly possible, Mike Mentzer was able to make great gains from only 2 to 3 sets on smaller muscle groups and 3 to 4 on larger body parts. But there are some drawbacks to the system. First, many bodybuilders have been seriously injured using the heavy duty. Usually they failed to warm up properly, used heaving, jerking form to get the weight moving, and normally trained so far past failure that they pushed their nervous system to the point of collapse. Second, very few bodybuilders can actually generate this type of energy and mental drive necessary to get sufficient stimulation from such few sets. They go at less than 100% effort and, as a result, get less than 100% success. And third, bodybuilders who followed the heavy-duty system often had difficulty achieving the type of intermuscular striations and other details necessary to win top titles. They'd come into shows very big and very hard, but lacking the fine details which made great champs like Frank Zane and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who both defeated Mentzer in the various Mr. Olympia shows. If you want to try the heavy-duty system, keep these failings firmly in mind, and if you don't, you probably will be injured, and if you aren't, you won't make the type of gains you have been promised. With normal bodybuilding training, you will make great gains, and you probably won't incur any serious injuries in the process. So, such an interesting kind of little section here. Once again, this is literally late 80s, so it's before Dorian Yates, and I think that's the big one too, where it feels like, oh, this thing's totally out of, it's old-fashioned, he was trying something experimental and so on. And, then Dorian Yates takes it to the next level, wins Mr. Olympia 6 times. And then nowadays we're seeing such a resurgence in Mike. And I really think that the whole reason why is because he's the ultimate, sort of underdog what-if story. I think that's the biggest thing that makes Mike so appealing. One, he's completely different than so many of the other training styles. Two, he's got the cool look. He's got his twin brother and everything like that. And there's a bunch of great photos throughout here, too, that I'll try to clip into this video of Mike and his brother throughout their training and whatnot. But it's a very interesting kind of look of, how Joe Weider sort of thought. This would have been somewhat by about their falling out period, I guess. But he doesn't talk bad ever about Mike in here and everything like that. He just says that, the training method wasn't, up to par to some of the other ones. It wasn't, the same way as the classic Joe Weider guys. But yeah, still a very neat kind of look back at a retro 80s Joe Weider on the Mike Mentzer heavy-duty training system.